Hi friends, welcome to a new video, new topic. Chicken first or egg first? $1,000,000 question it is. We can argue on this at any length. When you say chicken is first, I can ask you, where is the egg? Or when it is said egg is first, the question will be, where is the chicken? Is it mango first or mango seed first? Same application there also. If you say mango first, where came the seed which sprouted and made a mango tree for mango? Or when you say seed, where is the mango for the seed? So it's a very argumentative topics. There are quite so many argumentative topics in life. We can argue to death or we can argue till death. Now see, seemingly no difference opinions should be on a very evil doing of a son beating his mother. But there also there can be two sides. Arguments can be possible there also. So on innumerable things you can argue. Keep on arguing. Keep arguing. That's what Dale Carney, the famous human relation writer, once wrote. You can win an argument and lose a friend. You can win an argument and lose a friend. What a beautiful quote. See, if you win an argument, how do you lose your friend? Because for the sake of winning an argument, you will go to any extent. You will take it personal. You will recall the bad history of your friend and demoralize him. Somehow you want to win. So you are in a winning mood. You will win the argument. In that process, you will lose your friend forever. So that's why we are all cautioned to win an argument. If you win an argument, you are likely to lose a friend. And in business, you can win an argument and lose a customer. And in profession, you can win an argument and lose a client. So it's always ideal, it's always advisable to lose an argument and win a friend. To lose an argument and win a customer. And to lose an argument and win a client. And to lose an argument and keep on winning friends. My learning of this lesson was as early as my teenage, when I was doing my plus two. So we all love our cousins coming to our houses for staying with us. I also had cousins who I really loved to have with me for a few days. So one of my cousins, dear cousins, once came, stayed with me for a few days. So those days, normally the first entertainment option come to our mind is a movie. No television, no other things, only movies. That too, not plush theaters like today, small talkies. So the next choice is going to beach. Beach means there are no ready-made beaches. You can go to the coast, sit there, enjoy the wind and come back. So we decided to go for a movie between me and my cousin, and the families decided to go for the beach. So we told we'll go for, there is a movie by name Sawal in the next theater, we'll go for that. He suggested. I said, okay, fine, Sawal, good movie, should be good. I am keen to see a Hindi movie. Those days Hindi was not very common in theaters. But he told, it's not a Hindi movie, it's a Tamil movie. I told, no, what do you mean? Sawal is a Hindi word, I know. Sawal means question, it's a Hindi word. Kamal Hassan starrer. I told, it's a Hindi movie, you'll go for Hindi, no problem. It's a Hindi movie. Don't tell me it is a Tamil movie, suspecting that I may not come for a Hindi movie. I enjoy seeing a Hindi movie than a Tamil movie those days. But he insisted it's a Tamil movie. So we had an argument. I argued fiercely because I was sure. I was sure about my knowledge about that. So I argued. We argued together. I was so fierce because I was elder to him. Ultimately, he gave up. I was happy he gave up because he accepted my knowledge. We left it there, and fortunately or unfortunately, that day we couldn't go for the movie. So we joined the beach party of our families. We went to the beach. Months later, I happened to see this movie. When I was in the process of seeing the movie at the early stage, I realized this is the movie which my cousin suggested for us to go and meet together, see together. And it was a Tamil movie, Sawal. It was a shock to me. Because in all my knowledge, I was sure that Sawal is a Hindi word and movie by name Sawal should be Hindi. But there is a word Sawal in Tamil also, means challenge. So it is a Tamil movie. I was squirmed. I was ashamed. Probably that is the only first and last movie which I couldn't enjoy right from beginning to end. I was so much ashamed. I was so much in commotion as for the incident that took place, the argument that took place between me and my. That too, to my discomfiture, I didn't realize then. And very intelligently, when he conceded to me, I thought he was surrendering. He was giving up. Probably he learned that lesson never to argue with anybody quite before me. So that was a huge lesson for me. Lately, I was seeing a salesman in a sanitary hardware shop. I went there for buying a few changeables, 2-3 of small things. So in that process, in that time, there came a very affluent person. He came along with his driver. So you can make out he's a very wealthy, affluent person. And he came, and the shopkeeper also realized he's a very potential customer. He sent the most experienced salesman to his service. So he came, salesman came and welcomed him and asked what he wanted. He was asking for a famous brand of commodores and closets. Very famous brands. We all know that brand. So he was asking that. This gentleman, the salesman, mockingly was telling, sir, only fools will have that brand. Only fools will ask that brand, sir, nowadays. Nobody will ask that brand. Why? No, sir, it's a problem brand, sir. All complaints, the material is bad, the service is bad. A lot of complaints. We stopped dealing that. We don't have that. And no intelligent people will come and ask for that brand, sir. Only fools will come and ask. He kept on saying, only fools will come and ask this. This person, he kept his cool. And he told friend, my experience is different. I'm a builder. I'm in this business for last so many years. I never changed this brand. I was so happy with this brand, even now also. Now I came to you because I started my construction work in this town also as an extension. So instead of bringing materials from my town, I thought of start buying from you. There's a purchase line established with you. These things don't appeal to the salesman. He was insisting on his point. Sir, all that is fine, sir. I have 2 other brands, really excellent brands, far better than this brand you mentioned. You can buy that. He told, no, I don't want to buy that. I am happy with this brand and absolutely no problem. My conviction is firm. So if you have that brand, fine. Otherwise, let me try it elsewhere. Okay, sir, no problem. So this person with his driver was going back and looking at his back. The salesman was monologuing, coming to teach me. He was monologuing to self, coming to teach me. I am an experienced salesman. I know better than you. See, a very potential and prospective customer is lost because of his argument. See, this happens. Your experience also will not help you in learning this lesson of never to argue with people. I had another experience with a different setup. I was in a grocery supermarket. I was in the process of buying a few things for my family. A person came with his wife, family. He came and asked for a particular brand of soap. Very politely came and asked for a little loudly so that we all overheard his demand. It was a crowded place, so they all looked at him. This brand of soap was a famous brand, but not in common use those days. It was a very old and it's a a nostalgic brand also. So supposed to be a very elite brand. So the salesman never had seen this brand also, most probably, because such was the status of that brand. So the salesman, he didn't comment on it. What he said is, right, sir, sir, it's only very sensible people will come and ask this brand nowadays, sir. Very sensible people. It's nice of you that you came and asked this brand, sir. That's a real soap, sir. That is a real soap. Compared to that, the present soaps are nothing. So he started soaping. He didn't go for a confrontation. He didn't go for an argument. He doesn't have the soaps there. He didn't even see that branch in his service, in his experience. But he still says, sir, that's a beautiful brand. We all know that. But only very few sensible people come and ask this brand. Sorry, sir, right now I don't have it. I had a few with me. But as I said, there are 2-3 very regular, very careful customers. They come and purchase it. It's finished. I can get it for you, sir. No problem. Maybe another 2-3 days time, I'll get it for you. Available they are. Do one thing, sir. Give me your telephone number and address. I'll get it delivered to you. No problem. So then in that process, when I was consulting on this, the salesman told, sir, there are 1 or 2 newer brands. I don't say exactly the brand you asked, but something close to that, in my opinion. Just have a look, sir. Don't buy. Just have a look. Till the other brands come, just have a look on this. Then he brought a few very new brands, 1 or 2 brands, and gave it to him for his inspection. Even I was impressed. I was really impressed the way he was doing. The customer purchased quite a few of these 2 brands together. So I was in the job of collecting my requirements, and when we took a round and came, I saw this person had already a trolley in his hands, and the salesman along with him, chatting to him, and his trolley is almost full. Even when I was leaving the supermarket, this gentleman was still in the supermarket, keep buying things from him. That is the difference. So what happens in the first case, the salesman in the hardware shop, he was reluctant to lose his argument. He won his argument, but he lost a very potential customer. The second case, this salesman, he didn't bother to win his argument. He lost his argument. He didn't even take up an argument, means he in advance lost his argument. But he was aware of the preciousness of a customer. So he won the customer. That's 2 beautiful experiences which really remain very green in my mind. So friends, it's very risky, it's very dangerous to argue, because you are likely to lose your friends. But if you lose an argument, you can maintain your friendships forever. That's a very important thing. Recently, I saw an interview with a celebrity. Very interesting discussion, interviews. That interviewer also was very prominent person, a very intelligent person. So the questions and answers are all very intellectual and very bright. So we enjoyed such discussions. So there was a very important, very fascinating point in that discussion. The interviewer asked the celebrity, sir, you are famous, you are very well known for keeping your friendships strong and keeping your friendships growing like anything. So you are maverick in that. What is the secret behind it? So the answer, the offhand answer, sudden answer of the celebrity was, I don't argue with people. That increased my interest again. I don't argue with people. Sir, can you explain? He said, see, I never argue with people. It doesn't mean that I don't discuss with people. I discuss. Instead of arguing with anybody, I will discuss with people. Now I tell you the difference between argument and discussion. Argument is all about establishing who is right. Silently, who is wrong also. That becomes personal, egoistic. and you will have that winning spirit, because you are not you are arguing not on facts. You only want to win. Your only focus is on winning. You'll go to any extent, insulting a person, injuring a person, whatever is it. You will go to any extent winning an argument. That process you will be losing your friendships. I never do that. I'll discuss. Discussion, on the other hand, actually, he was quoting Sri Buddha, I remember. He was telling, Buddha says, arguments are to establish who is right and who is wrong. Discussions, on the other hand, is for establishing and finding out, not establishing, finding out what is right. And there is no question of what is wrong. Discussions are always aimed at finding what is right, what is more right, what is the most right, and what more can be established right. So discussion is always constructive. You don't injure people. No will be confused. So will be very happily ending it. So if I am successful, as you said, if I am successful in establishing and maintaining friendships, you are telling, the reason is I don't argue with people. It doesn't mean that I don't discuss, I discuss. I tell you, he was substantiating that point with experience of his. He says, as a well-known person, people invite him for dinners in their houses. Friends, relatives, close friends. And appropriately he will accept, because he says he loves to be with people, different people and their premises, and enjoy their presence and food. He is a foodie also. He was confessing he is a foodie also. So when they go there, invariably in every places, they will be hosting with extravaganza. Sumptuous will be the dinner or food served. There will be so many items. One or two items invariably in those places will be below standard. Maybe salt is more or sweet is less, or will be very more in oil, all that. Some defect will be there. So sometimes this host, the host lady or host man, he will point out, sir, this particular dish is little low in quality, please don't eat it. He says, I'll eat that more. Then tell them, it is no problem, it is absolutely good, beautiful it is. So I give only good opinion about all that is said, because the novelty behind serving a good food for you should not be unseen. So I express my gratitude lavishly to them. So they all enjoy, we also enjoy, because we spend great moments together, happy moments together. Back home, I face a problem. My wife will take up the subject. She will have a complaint. She will say, see, now you are so soapy, so happy there in your host place. You are enjoying excess salted dish also. A dish which is absolutely faltu also you are enjoying. And the same dish if I prepare here, you will pounce on me. What is this? So I was telling her, see, madam, when I go and eat in a friend's house or a relative's house, I am not going there every day. If their food is bad, correcting is not my responsibility. Advising them is not my responsibility. These things are very dangerous. You cannot correct a person unless he willfully corrects himself. You cannot advise anybody, because nobody expects advice. People expect approbations, endorsements, even for their evil. You see, suppose somebody asks you to, request you to advise him or her. It's a risk, because when he asks you to advise him or correct him, he is actually asking you to approbate him, endorse him, agree with him, even for his evil doings. The moment you try to advise him, you are in his bad book. So don't take the risk of advising. So I was not trying to advise anybody, because correcting them, advising them is not my job. I'm not going to eat there every day. So if their dish is tomorrow also, day after tomorrow also bad, it's not going to affect me. It's their responsibility to correct them, so they are going to eat there every day. Now, back home, even with a slight variation of salt or sugar, oil or spices, I'll be pouncing on you, because I'm eating with you every day. There, if I raise a point of excess something or less something, that will lead to an argument. Maybe not a loud argument, silently they will be arguing with me. That's a human tendency to argue and defend. So they will be silently arguing and they will feel bad about me. So I lose my invitation next time. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose a friendship. I don't want to lose my good food because I'm a foodie. Now, when I don't raise that point with you, when you do it, it's a discussion. What I'm having with you is a discussion. We are trying to find out what is the best, what is the right, and establish that so that we will have a smooth going in our family. So these two are different. I'm avoiding an argument so that I'll be not losing my friends. But at home, I should be really sincere and I should discuss things. I'm trying to discuss things at my home so that life will be easier and qualitative for me. That is a wonderful way of expressing the difference between argument and discussion, and the necessity of discussing, and the absolute unnecessary requirement of arguing on anything. So friends, let's not argue. Let's not try to win arguments and lose friends. Let's otherwise lose arguments. Keep on losing arguments and keep on winning friends. Keep on winning customers. Keep on winning clients. Keep on winning the minds of people around just by losing meaningless, absurd arguments. Abraham Lincoln was once famously saying that I am able to eliminate my enemies. I am able to kill my enemies by making them my friends. And he was referring to the need of not to argue but go for discussions, constructive and very academic discussions on everything possible. Let's not go to that height of converting our enemies into friends, which is not an easy job. Let's keep concentrating on maintaining our list of friends, not just in Facebook, in real life also. The major requirement is don't confront with them by arguing on trifles. We have the tendency of arguing even on trifles. Let's give up that and let's learn this lesson. Never try to win an argument and lose friends, but always lose argument and win friends. Thank you very much.